On crude oil daily time frame, price is currently sitting around a strong support and resistance zone, as you can see in blue. Many rejections from it. So we'll be looking for sell setups on lower time frames. We also have this round number 50, which adds more confluence to our zone. And as price approaches our lower support and round number 40, we'll be looking for buy setups. So as mentioned before, price is currently approaching a resistance area, so we'll be looking for sell unless price breaks it upward aggressively with many big bullish candles. Then our resistance would become support and we'll be looking for buy setups on its retest. And as usual, as price approaches our upper resistance in red, we'll be looking for sell setups. So long story short, we'll be looking for sell around here, buy around here. If price breaks it upward, we'll be looking for buy on the retest and sell around here. And if we zoom in, you can clearly see that we also have a supply zone, which adds more confluence to our setup. As you can see, price made an aggressive movement downward from this area. So this one is a drop, base, and a drop. So this one is also a supply. And as I always say, we'll be looking for sell setups. Will not sell immediately, no matter how strong is our zone, as price can still dive in inside the zone or even break it a little bit higher to test the upper band of the supply to get more liquidity to be able to push price lower. That's why we'll be looking for sell setups around this entire area so price can reject it from here, here, or even here. That's why we always look for sell setups. We wait for extra confirmation. We want to have a shift in momentum, in this case from bullish to bearish. We don't want to sell in a bullish market, no matter if price is setting another resistance, as price can still break it upward, no matter how strong the zone is. So as mentioned, we'll be looking for sell setups, so let's zoom into lower time frames and look for our three confluences setups. As you can see here, price is overall bullish, and as mentioned, we don't want to sell a bullish market. So our overall bullish price is making higher highs and higher lows, forming a valid channel as you clearly see. So what we'll be waiting for is a third swing or a new swing, as we already have three swings. So our trend line is already valid. Waiting for a new swing to form around our red trend line to consider it valid, and then and only then we will sell on its break downward. Why? Because as per our market structure, as you can see, we want the sellers to prove to us that they are taking over by breaking below the previous low. In this case, this one is still in an impulse move, so a corrective would be expected around here, but we can't know from where exactly. So price can still go up and then start the corrective movement. So please don't try to pick the exact tops and exact bottoms as like many traders do. We'll be waiting for a third swing or a new swing to form around our trend line, and then we'll enter sell after a momentum candle close below the previous swing low. In this case, as usual, will be our stop loss would be just above the last swing high, and we target a 2 to 1 risk to reward ratio, which would be around our lower support. And as mentioned from daily time frame, we will be looking for buy setups as price approaches this area. Let's make it like this. Here we go. So we'll be looking for buy setups around here, and we will be looking for sell setups around this blue resistance. So let's add another arrow around here to make it clearer for everyone. So here we go. Meanwhile, until the sell is activated, crude oil would be overall bullish and can still trade higher and higher to dive inside the zone till around 52 or even a little bit higher to get more liquidity to be able to push price down. In this case, we'll extend this trend line and we'll be waiting for new swings to form around it, and then we'll enter sell on its break downward. But for now, let's follow this one step by step. And of course, I'll be updating this one in case we have anything new. If we zoom into a N30 time frame for aggressive traders, we can see that from this big impulse on H1 time frame, as you can see here, we do have a minor trend line and objective. It's a valid one, 1, 2, 3. So this one is already valid, following price for this steep movement. And from a short-term perspective as well, we are overall bullish. So as mentioned, we don't want to sell a bullish market, but since price is sitting around resistance, we will be looking for sell setups. We want the sellers to prove to us that they are taking over before selling oil in this case. So from a short-term perspective, we'll be waiting for a new swing to form around our lower orange trend line to consider it valid. Let's make this one only show on H1 and above. Here we go. So, and we'll be waiting for a momentum candle close below it to sell this one. But keep in mind that price can still reject our lower red trend line. So make sure that you move your stop loss to break even in case you are an aggressive traders and you want to sell oil from this area. Of course, when all the conditions are met, we're waiting for a new swing to form and then enter after momentum candle close below it and target a 2 to 1 risk to reward ratio. In this case, if price breaks below the red trend line, in this case we'll adjust it to be like this. Here we go. In this case, this one will hit our take profit, and if price find rejection around this trend line, then we will be kicked out around break even. As we move our stop loss to break even when our sell reaches +1 hour, and it can clearly reach 1 hour before reaching our red trend line. So that's this one is for aggressive traders, and I recommend that conservative traders wait for this setup as mentioned before from H1 time frame. So long story short, we'll be waiting for a new swing to form around our lower red trend line to consider it valid and then enter sell on break downward. Meanwhile, we'll be overall bullish, and as price approaches this one, we will be looking for buy setups on lower time frames. That's it for crude oil. Best of luck.